game is just massive. It's just massive. Dortmund versus Hertha. Dortmund at -195 would normally be around -300. Hertha at +450. The draw is at +385. The under or over starts at 3.5 again. It's goals galore. And we were talking earlier about defenders. Bundesliga's known because of the amount of goals, because there's no proper defenders. I don't know if it's the way the teams want to play, but there is no proper out-and-out defenders in a unit. So under 3.5 goals at +110.
You're bad.
Alex.
You are bad. I mean, yeah, you're bad. I mean, there is no proper defenders.
No.
In the entire league, you cannot find proper defenders.
No.
Right? And this is why they are well known for their goals. And this is the main reason, right?
Only because they only score goals, not because of the strikers. It's because the defenders are no good.
No, man, it's not. It's we can have a debate on that, but I don't. Yes, that's one of the reasons, but
thank you.
But not that doesn't mean that all the defenders in the German Bundesliga are bad, like a Maguire style.
Oh no, not that bad.
Like a Hummel style, right?
Yeah, well, there's a load of them. There's a load of them.
Yeah, I understand your point of view, and we love Bundesliga because from a neutral point of view, you can watch every single match and not get bored, you know, like some of the matches we're talking about Premier League, Serie A, or mostly in the Spanish La Liga. I cannot watch Spanish La Liga lately. I don't know. The style of play, the tactics, I don't know. I cannot watch it lately. Doesn't mean that I'm not watching it, but I can't. But Bundesliga is one of my favorite leagues to watch, and this is why we are here to make money from this league. And this is all about the goals. Not only that is the last leg, is the last round of fixtures, and the Dortmund, for example, will want to say goodbye with a nice win to their fans, you know, against Hertha. The last match for Erling Haaland.
Does he get a hat trick? Does he score 3?
It will be a nice Hollywood story, you know, to score like 4 goals, like 5 goals, you know, against Hertha.
Yeah.
I don't think that Hertha will let that happen. I'm not saying that Hertha couldn't allow 5 goals. They could. They're that bad right now. But I see that they almost escaped from getting relegated. They are 3 points above the red zone, 3 points behind Stuttgart. That Stuttgart can't win matches, and they will have to play Köln, who Köln wants to. Anyway, it's a whole thing. In theory, Köln could play in Europa League if they win and Union Berlin loses to Bochum. So they will play. That means that Hertha will play for at least 1 point. But over 3.5 goals in the match at -130 seems like a good set of odds, because
I've just added it.
Yeah, I think that we'll see 4 goals here. I think that a 3-1 type of game, because Dortmund will also concede goals. Maybe next season, when they will have a better defensive duo, they will stop. But this time, no.
It's in their DNA. Okay, you see over 3.5 goals. I've added over 3.5 goals here. Kev, just a quick one without labouring the point. Have you commentated on many 0-0s this season?
Very few. In fact, I can't really. I think I can think of one, which was Freiburg against Fürth.
On a Friday night?
No, that was on a Saturday afternoon, actually. Okay. Friday night games tend to be really good fun, actually. I do disagree with you both slightly on the Haaland decision, actually, seeing as we're on Dortmund. And tell you why. Yeah. It's a political issue in the sense that you have to show prospective signings that you're serious. And if you allow Jadon Sancho and Erling Haaland to go in the same window, you're effectively underlining the fact that the business model is about selling top stars. So Dortmund have a policy where they won't do that. They won't allow top stars to go in the same summer. It's why Jude Bellingham's going nowhere in this summer. He's going to be part of Dortmund's squad for next season. I'm pretty convinced of that. It may well be that he goes in 2023, but I think he'll be one of the leaders of their team next season. And yes, they could have sold him for more money, but I think in the long run, you actually lose out. So they still got a player who scored 20 plus goals. They still got a player who contributed to them finishing in the top 2 in the Bundesliga. But I think actually it's about the bigger picture. And I think it's definitely the decision I would have made. And I think even if you look back and say, okay, but he's not going to play much because of injury and blah, 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 I still think even in hindsight, you do it again, because it's about saying to the rest of the league and the rest of Europe what you're about as a football club. In terms of the game, all of the pressure's on Hertha, all of it. And I think that's going to be a problem for them, because they know that if they lose and Stuttgart win, they go into the relegation playoff. I think that'll be a problem for them. I think they might get stuck in terms of what they do, because I think if they try and dig in, I think Dortmund will break them down eventually. So I think it's a really interesting game, but I think Dortmund will win it, and I think Erling Haaland will play a part in that.
Okay, Gav, just a quick one. Sancho getting sold last season. Do you think that had part of the plan to actually then help keep Haaland for another season? Because it's almost like they've had something in the window for so long that someone came along and offered double the money. Almost like a drunk man came along and said, we'll give you 70 million.
No, I wouldn't say that. What happened was that United wanted him the season before, and that wasn't part of the plan. Dortmund wanted to keep him for an extra year. And so actually the price was right. I mean, you could talk about how Sancho's done this for everyone, because the basic truth of it is that I still believe Sancho will be a good signing for United. I don't think you can judge him now, because that
from the future point of view.
Yeah, that squad's a nightmare. And so you've got that squad is a nightmare. The club's a nightmare, but you've got a kid there who has enormous potential, proven track record in the Bundesliga, scores goals, makes goals. If he's given the right environment and the right coach, he'll take off. And so I think 70 odd was absolutely right.
Not when you sell Hakimi for 50. You know, there's 20. Listen, it's not even. No,
but they're completely different deals. I mean,
yeah, they are, because you're getting one that's actually worth the right money, and Sancho's not worth 70 million.
But I always think if you're comparing transfer fees, it doesn't make any sense.
I was reading that on your Twitter today, but don't tell me that it doesn't make any sense to talk about how crazy is to request 180 million for Declan Rice.
Oh, don't even start him on that one.
No, because I tell you why. I know we've gone completely off the topic here.
Yeah, but why not?
Again, right, when you look at a transfer fee, what are you looking at? You're looking at how long they've got on their deal. How important is he to your football club? How important is he to their football club?
How have you not even got to how good is he first?
Yeah. But these are all factors. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's how important is he to the club you want to buy from? How important is he potentially to your club to get a player of that quality? How long has he got on his deal? Comparatively, maybe that kind of type of player, how rare are they? And I genuinely understand why, if you're West Ham, you price him out the market.
Sorry, I was still on Sancho.
But that's the same thing. It's about control, effectively. And I think actually what you're going to get in the fullness of time is you're actually going to get a move towards shorter contracts, and you're going to get a move towards players who want complete control over their futures. I think you're actually going to see massive transfer fees start to fade away.
The problem is that
official picks, Alex. Alex, I'm losing people. Like they're losing the will to live, man.
The problem is that in 5 years' time, we will not see any more a one club player, for forever to stay at the same club.
Oh no, there will be. There'll be the odd one. There'll probably be a right or left back though, like a Seamus Coleman or something like that. Okay, we've got BVB. That threw me a right swerve up that. Okay, so we've got Dortmund to win and Haaland to score at any time at -120. And I've added the over 3.5 goals in the game at -130. So I will remind you again when we have a look at the official picks. Let's move on to